What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the behind the film of Natalie and Daniel's wedding. There are some weddings that are just so emotional, so over the top and absolutely stunning. You may have seen this film before, but if you haven't, here a little snippet. An adorable love story with thousands of roses.
Whatever you may need, if you've got no money, honey, we've got your disease.
As you can see.
Marriage is a journey and you're about to take your first steps as a married couple.
A jungle-themed party. Come si dice? Okay. This couple had the most insane luxe wedding at a private estate in the United Kingdom. And today we're gonna break down step by step how we created a wedding film that showcased all the emotion of the weekend. The first contact was when the Bespoke team reached out to me. That was about 9 months before the wedding. Bespoke Events is one of the leading event design and production companies based in London, with a rich history of serving clients with the highest expectations all over the world. And it's one of the best in Europe. Of course, I was so happy to work with them, and I soon realized that Roberta Faccini was the photographer, and she mentioned my name when they were looking for high-end handcraft wedding cinematography. Obviously, I was so excited to be involved in this project and work with this team. Also, after filming the UK for about 5 times with rainy weather, I thought maybe this is the lucky one. Let's do it. We had a chat with Hannah, the wedding planner, to better understand the client's needs and build a customized proposal. Once we finalized everything and the digital contract was signed, we started the pre-production phase. We always request a rough schedule of the day and a vendor list in advance, so that we can engage in a thorough pre-production process with each one. We already work with Roberta Faccini as photographer, and we love a romantic and warm photography style, so we were good on that. We also made sure to speak with the audio and lighting team before the wedding, just to be on the same page. And with Hannah, of course, the wedding planner, about top priorities. To produce a wedding film that's worthy of the big screen, paying attention to every single detail isn't an option to me, it's a requirement.
It was amazing to have a videographer on the same artistic and creative level as us. A lot of effort went into the finer details of this wedding, making sure it was really unique and captured the personalities of both Natalie and Daniel. The way our designs are shown and the detail included in the amazing final edit is truly breathtaking and really captures the essence of the day. It is so fantastic to have a videographer who not only captures the bride and groom, but also perfectly expresses the style, the atmosphere, and the vibe of the wedding environment, something that we really promote. Alessandro was a dream to work with. Not only is his work gorgeous, but he is so laid back and easy to get along with, working so incredibly well with the photographer, which took a weight off my shoulders on the day. Not only that, less than 24 hours after the wedding had finished, I had a 60-second edit of the wedding video in my inbox, which was honestly incredible, and I know that Natalie and Daniel were over the moon with it all.
Natalie and Daniel, our bride and groom, chose a venue that was easily accessible to all the people in their life. They wanted an abundance of flowers, but most importantly, they wanted a wedding that felt like them. I remember they told me that they loved contrast, and I mean, I'm all for it, so yeah, I couldn't be happier. They really wanted a ceremony that was obviously beautiful and romantic, but also had some drama and focal point at the end of the aisle, something a bit different. Knowing how important this was for them, I put together a team of 3 cinematographers and placed 4 cameras all around the ceremony area. Also, we fit in 20 minutes in the schedule to shoot the beautiful design with no people around. I remember having a chat with the photographer and the wedding planner about the timeline of the day and basically working out solutions to allocate enough time to each moment.
Ciao Alessandro, I don't know if you had the chance to view the current running timeline. It looks great so far, but I'd like to go over a few details with you and share a few notes with the wedding planner. I saw that cake cutting is at 5:15, followed by dinner at 5:30, and there are 3 speeches in a row. I don't think we will have much time for the wedding portraits before the cake cutting, so I was wondering if we could perhaps have 30 extra minutes, and I wanted to speak with you and the wedding planner to see if this is feasible.
Ciao Robbie. Oh yes, we definitely would need some time for portraits and also some time to shoot the dinner and cake area properly without staff or guests. So yeah, let's see if they can add an extra 30 minutes to the official schedule. The evening theme was jungle party, so they had a complete change to palm trees and tropical plants. They transformed the venue into something really dramatic and crazy, again, like them. Our challenge was to capture and create a film that had the right balance between those romantic, beautifully designed moments and the crazy ones and the crazy party. Oh, there was also a carousel too, I mean a real one. After gathering all this information, we were ready. As a result of this pre-production process, the bride and groom enjoyed a smooth wedding day production and a beautiful storytelling in their film. Just because of the mystique of cinema, people think that's easy to create something beautiful, you know? But actually, it doesn't happen just like that. You know, we need to prep a lot, moltissimo. So that's why we spend a lot of time in pre-production. Moltissimo. We arrived a couple of days before the wedding and we went straight to tech scouting the venue with the photographer. We also checked the sunlight with our app and how it shifted during the daytime, showing different looks of the venue. The gardens at Cliveden House are so enormous and we didn't want to have the bride walking on high heels too long on the wedding day. So we just wanted to bring her straight to the spots that we picked. So that's why site inspecting the venue is very important, it's mandatory, and that's why we did it. Speaking about Cliveden House's gardens, they also open to the public. So our biggest challenge was to do the couple portraits on the wedding day and at the same time keeping the tourists out of frame in the backdrop. That was super challenging. We then suggested to do a small portrait sessions the day before the wedding as well. That helped a lot Natalie and Daniel to loosen up and be comfortable working with us in a safe environment without the stress of the wedding day. That also allowed us, my team and the photographer, to not be in a rush on the wedding day. So, because we just needed a few specific shots with the wedding dress. Fun fact about that. I remember we had a beautiful Aston Martin ready to shoot, and the bride and groom were all dressed up, but except the groom forgot his pants, or should I say trousers, because they're British, you know? So he forgot his pants, his trousers, but a friend was driving our way to bring those pants, but we didn't know what to do. So we decided to start anyway, and we started shooting the upper body. So they were sitting inside the car, having a good time. We were laughing, and then by the time that the trousers arrived, we were ready. We were done, and we were ready to shoot the full bodies. So yeah, that worked out beautifully. Things like this happen all the time, especially in a wedding, and we love to find solutions. You know, my mantra is being flexible, of course, and have fun always, and that's what we did. On the wedding day, we were all set, ready to go. Of course, you can learn everything you want about cameras, equipment, editing tools, but at the end of the day, it's just how you want to tell that story as a filmmaker. That's why having a deep knowledge of what Natalie and Daniel wanted for their wedding before the actual day, it was very important to me. Listening before taking any kind of action on the footage you capture, it's also very important. It's mandatory to me. I always ask myself Is there a strong theme? A strong theme will allow each scene to constantly remind you and your audience of why you're watching and whose perspective you're watching and what the story is talking about. I knew that Natalie's father's speech was one of those strong themes. I knew that right away. This bride and groom were very lucky because they've been able to plan a wedding without a strict budget, thanks to the bride's father. The only thing he couldn't give his daughter was her mom, who sadly passed away before the wedding. I made sure to capture the bride's father's reaction when he first saw her. He was so emotional. I made sure to be there at that time. And right after, when we were outside in the balcony, I asked the bride to walk alone towards the edge and to think about something bigger than life. And I knew right away that I would have used that shot of her walking alone towards the edge and looking at this huge property. I would have used some of the father's speech later with that shot of her in a way that looked like she's thinking of her mother, and then transition to a drone shot, so even wider, to show the heavenly immensity of that emotion. So that I was already editing while I was shooting, you know, and I thought that was a great shot, the great scene, but most importantly was the great way to tell that part of the story, you know, and that specific emotion. But yeah, let's play it.
Natalie is absolutely gorgeous, all her friend knows. She is very kind and very thoughtful. She is very grounded and down to earth, and that's really down to her mum. I've always tried to give Natalie everything in her life, but unfortunately, my darling, I can't give you the one thing you want today, which is your mum. All I would say, based on my experience, apart from love, you have to be best friends, because certainly Helen and I were best friends.
Good music is more important in the wedding films than the visual themselves. You know, it sounds crazy. It's a really powerful tool for storytelling and helps the audience and your viewers to know how they should be feeling. It could be soft music, it could be triumphant. Triumphant, that's what I was looking for. So it could be any sort of music, you know, but music really sells the emotion. A visual can be really cool, super cool, but if the music doesn't fit, it's not really going to work. I can be going for a certain emotion visually, but if I use the wrong soundtrack, the emotion just gets lost and the audience doesn't know how to feel about it. Natalie and Daniel, they hired this live band. They were amazing. They played a wide range of genres. There was one though, the Guns N' Roses "Welcome to the Jungle" song that got everybody on the dance floor and really started the party and everything. I knew right away that I needed to include that somehow, but of course it's the Guns N' Roses "Welcome to the Jungle" original song is protected by copyright, so I couldn't use that, but I found the remixed version that I remixed myself a bit, and I found a way to use it and blend it in with the visuals that I had, and yeah, but instead of trying to explain my crazy mind, just let's play it.
When all the guests have arrived and everything's planned to perfection, there's that moment suspended in time, and we're waiting for the magic to begin.
Natalie and Daniel didn't write their own vows. She's not that comfortable with public speaking or being the center of attention. So they just opted for a shorter ceremony. Knowing things like this allowed us to capture what's important and know exactly in post-production how to find the right balance between the speeches, the audio, and the visuals that we add. We are always open to the clients' feedbacks and always welcome them to share their expectations before the post-production process even begins. Only after listening to Natalie and Daniel's expectations, needs, music taste, and having experienced their wedding weekend, I was comfortable enough to and aware of how to approach my editing session and create something that was truly deserving of the label unique. People are very different and there are different ways of telling stories. I try not to be formulaic. I've never believed that there's only one way to approach things and tell a story. So that's why every time is a new challenge to me, and I do love to get to know my client, the environment, their vision, and start building from there. Also, in addition to all these years of wedding cinematography experience, my team and I have an extensive background in shooting advertising and music video. These multidimensional creative projects have helped my team and I to hone our signature look and experimental editing style. And that's why every time I'm so excited because every wedding is different and every time is a new challenge, and I'm always like, how I'm gonna tell this story. Too many things had to come together for a destination wedding to happen, and I'm so grateful to witness these stories and being able to tell those stories through my camera. It's a new challenge every time, so please send me more challenge. This is Alessandro of Bordoni Films, and this is Natalie and Daniel's Behind the Films. Thanks for spending time with me and watching this video. Till next time, ciao!